friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some Halloween crafts that I used my cutting machines to make. The first one I did use the Cricut Joy, and it's a little one from my craft room. I'm going to be using this pumpkin from the Target dollar spot. I believe it was a $3 pumpkin, but it makes a great fall decor, but I wanted to make it into a Halloween. So what I did was I cut out on my Cricut Joy a little jack-o'-lantern face on some gold vinyl, and I'm having trouble grabbing the edge here for some reason. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm just going to weed this out by taking the outside off very carefully. It's trying to pull up the others. And there we go. Easy peasy. We have a little jack-o'-lantern face with some eyelashes. Okay, and then taking my transfer tape. This is some transfer tape that was actually the very first one I ever got, and I'm just now running out of it. It's one from Amazon. So let's see. Just gonna line this up. Smooth it out. Use my scraper to pick it up. And I always scrape the back too, just to make sure it's really on there. We're going to peel off the backing, and it stays on. Now with this pumpkin, it does have some divots on it. So we're going to have to be very careful about how we put this on. So what I'm going to do is start, I'm going to line up, so make sure that the nose falls on one of the up turns, and then the eyes will kind of too. And then I'm going to push each one kind of down in the middle. And then I can kind of follow the curves of the pumpkin. Like that. And the air bubbles can be smushed out. Okay, now, see, I was using my scraper to kind of balance it, but now I'm going to use the scraper just to kind of help burnish it down where they're lying. There's a lot of air bubbles in the mouth, but I'm going to figure those out after I take it off. So I'm slowly pull it back. And there's our cute little girl. Okay, so now because those lines, I'm going to just smooth it down a little extra. Don't always need to do this, but because of how it's lean on those curved surfaces, I'm just going to get those air bubbles out. And there we go, our first craft. Okay, for the second craft, actually the second, third, and fourth craft are all going to be for my son, who is turning 10 this year, and a lot of the Halloween stuff that I've had for him are getting kind of babyish, as he has pointed out to me. So I need to do a little update. I'm going to start with, I found this Yeti. I thought it was such a fun color. My son loves using the Yetis for his Italian sodas, little club soda and some flavoring. So I got him this one, and I thought it would make a super cute Halloween gift. Since he doesn't get all the other little things, it'd just be the one. And I decided to make it a little Frank Yeti. So let's see, so I got here is a little Frankenstein face. I'm gonna call him Frank though, since he's actually Frankenstein's monster. So we'll just call him Frank. Again, I'm gonna weed this off. This is a matte black vinyl. I do not remember the brand. I used a scrap piece of paper for it. We have our little eyes in here. How cute is he? Okay, I'm going to actually use the same piece of transfer tape that I just used for a jack-o'-lantern. And because this one is going to be washed at times, I am going to do an alcohol swab. Just clean the surface off, let it dry. Okay, so now while that's finishing drying, take my scraper and burnish him onto the transfer tape. Oh, his mouth didn't want to go. Now his little bolt didn't want to. Okay, that bolt just doesn't want to stick to it. There we go. Okay. Now again, I'm going to use my scraper to keep the Yeti nice and stable. Start in the middle here. I'm going to smooth that down and then smooth out. Because it's just curved this way and not this way, that's the best way to put it on. I don't need to cut any lines or do anything different. Okay, now just finish burnishing it on. Pull it up, making sure it's all stuck down. And there we go. How cute is that? And then what we can do in the future is remove this. I can put something else on it, or he can still use it without the Frankenstein, but this will be a great little cup for him during Halloween. Okay, I'm gonna go get my heat press and what I need to do for the next two crafts, and I'll be right back. Okay, for this next one, I am going to be making a trick or treat bag for my son. His old trick or treat bag was a Disney one with Mickey Mouse, super cute, but of course, like I said earlier, he's growing out of it. So we're gonna make him a fun little bag. I have these drawstring backpack bags. I use these a lot to make some fun personalized gifts for kids, or soccer bags and basketball bags and all the things. So why not make it a trick-or-treat bag? So what I'm going to do is, I have this that I cut on my Scan and Cut. I do have a Cricut Joy, but I do not have a full Cricut, either the Cricut Air or the Cricut Maker. So I used my Scan and Cut, and this is a file that I got off of Creative Fabrica, and I had it cut on reflective vinyl. So what will happen is, on that bag, lights that hit it will reflect, and that'll help you be able to see him no matter what he's doing. And we're just going to again weed this. So what I did is, this is an HTV, heat transfer vinyl, HTV. I took my SVG, and before I had it cut, I mirrored it, because it's going to cut it out backwards from how it's actually going to be laying onto the item. And HTV, as you can see, weeds a lot differently than the other vinyl that we did earlier. This is actually a sticky carrier, and this stuff is not sticky. So it just pulls right off. And it's actually harder to pull off, which makes it easier to weed, because you're only going to pull the things that you want off. And the image that you want kept on the sticky part is going to stay down. So I'm just going to keep weeding here. And just double checking I got all of the things off. Anything that's left on will be heat transferred onto your image. So you want to make sure there's no little tiny pieces or scraps that got stuck on it. And it looks good. So what we have here is Trick or Treat with a cute little spider and bat. Only time you will see spiders in my craft room, hopefully. Okay, so we're gonna take our bag. I do have my heat press over here heated up to 315, and I'm going to press it for 15 seconds. I have it set on there. This is not the Cricut heat press, but it's very, very similar, from Amazon. What I'm gonna do first is I'm going to smooth out the wrinkles and kind of give a little preheat to it. And it doesn't matter how long you do that part for, just until you get it nice and smooth. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of center this and lay my image where I want it. Good. You see, because this carrier sheet is sticky, it should hold it down pretty good. Don't need any extra transfer tape or any other tape. I do have this little Teflon sheet that I like to put between my image and my heat. Technically, this carrier sheet is enough to protect it, but I like to just give a little extra. So we're gonna use that. And then with some light pressure, I'm going to hit the little R here and it starts my timer. Okay, and then it's done. Remove it. And interesting. Okay. This is the first time I've worked with this stuff, and it looks like it didn't even need the full 15 seconds. Camera sheet came off very, very easily. Okay. Well, that looks really good. I can't wait to see how the reflection works. There's the first one. And then the second one, we're going to do a shirt with some HTV. Okay, for a shirt, I was a little nervous. This is actually cut out of a glow-in-the-dark HTV, heat transfer vinyl, which I thought would be super fun, but it is so hard to see. Even, I know on camera you can't see anything, but even in real life I can barely see that it even cut it out. So I did already weed part of it. So set that aside because I just wanted to make sure that it actually had cut out. And then we'll do these ones together. Now again with that HTV, usually is a lot easier to weed than the adhesive vinyl. Especially letters. Weeding letters with the adhesive vinyl can sometimes be quite tedious because all the letters want to come up. This is why working with HTV can be really nice. So I've seen shirts like this all over the place. I thought it was super cute, so I made my own design with it. This is a verse from Ezekiel 37. About dry bones coming alive. If you know the story, you know that we of course have to have some skeletons. I'm not a big, I like spooky movies. I like some things, but mostly with Halloween, I like sticking with the more cutesy stuff. Okay, so these skeletons do have a lot of detail in them. So they are going to be a little trickier to weed out. These are actually the second skeletons I created because the first ones that were super cute were just way too detailed. All those little finger bones and toe bones and everything did not want to cut and weed out well. And I'm finding even these little toe bones are not wanting to come off good. So okay, I went ahead and sped that up. Took not too long. And as you can see, I lost all my toes. I think there's one toe that made it, which I'm going to just take off. And we had one little hand that lost a finger. But I think everything else came out pretty good. I still think it's going to be super cute. I'm just double checking. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our shirt. Okay, I have this black shirt. I believe I got it from Michael's. I think I got it last year. So I'm going to center it on my mat. Move my little pumpkin dish here. The first thing I'm going to do is roll it. It's black, so of course it's attracted every single piece of white lint, and who knows how many blacks. And that's my heat press beeping at me that it wanted to shut off. Okay, I think that's good. He's a growing boy, so it's only going to be used this year. This will be good. Okay, so first, just like with the bag, we're going to just give a little preheat. And we're going to lay out our image. So because I printed it separately, I have to kind of piece it together how I want it. Let's go. Nice and centered with the collar. And then we'll get our words. Dry bones come alive. Let's go right below. Centered underneath. And then the Ezekiel, which I'm going to just sneak under here, and if I can get it all pressed down at the same time, even better. Okay, I think that looks good. My Teflon mat, and again, we're going to do the same amount of time. I'm not totally sure how much heat got on these really far edges here, so we're going to check as we pull it up. We're going to do a warm peel. Okay, and I'm just going to monitor it as I peel. If anything starts coming up with it, I will lay it back down and apply more heat. So far, so good. And there's one that's coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it some more heat. Okay, everything came laid down pretty good except for this part of the Y and this hand. The same hand that lost its fingers. So I'm going to just take it off and lay it back down. Try it again separately. And then I'm going to just use the Teflon plate. And some heat again. Okay. There we go. That was probably one of the hardest heat transfer ones I've ever done. Okay, so there's that. It is glow in the dark. I can't wait to see it on my son. I know he is not going to even notice all the missing toes or anything like that. He's going to just think it's a cute glow in the dark shirt. And I can actually see it glowing as I tilt it down. But I will try to get a picture of it tonight in the dark to show everybody. Okay, here's the 4 crafts that I made today. I'm really loving this shirt despite missing toes and the little mistakes that came out. I think it's going to be super cute when it's glowing in the dark, and I think my son's going to love it. This bag, I think it's going to be the great trick-or-treat bag for him, and I'm hoping that that reflection works really good. That helps him to be seen better while he's trick-or-treating. And this is just too cute. I'm really liking this one. He's going to have a lot of fun with this. And my little pumpkin girl, she's going to be a perfect little addition for my craft room during this Halloween time. So thanks for joining me. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to know any of the products that I used, drop me a comment and I'll respond. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.